The Berserker were totemistic warriors, both in physical reality and the spiritual realms at the same time. They're known for their unique martial skills and their ecstatic fierceness when their power is wielded and unleashed. They fuel this power from within themselves by performing rituals and weapons dance, along with many other things, and considered bears to be sacred. So in practice with Scythe and Galder, which is where the Berserker work from, this consists of evoking the spirit and power and wisdom of the bear from within the Berserker. This was acquired for strength and power, skill, and proper knowledge and wisdom. It gives them the ability and stealth and precision to literally overcome any adversary in a very swift and violent way when necessary. There are those that survive the trials of the wilderness, having to have dealt with extremely harsh circumstances as a part of their initiation as Berserkers. They had to live in the manner of the bear itself and are forever learning its ways as part of the Berserker shamanic warrior initiations. The Berserker, you could say, are spiritual special forces, okay? And so the Berserker, along with the Ulfhednar, are one of the two most advanced of Odin's most skilled warriors here in Midgard. Not only physically, but also throughout the 9 universes of Yggdrasil, into that which is beyond. And one of the most powerful things here in context is that the Berserker have a direct connection with Thunar, which interestingly enough is also much to do with the precession of the equinox and the constellation Ursa Major, which is the bear. And according to Nordic astropsychology, Ursa Major, which is the Big Dipper for those that don't know, is Thunar's chariot, while Ursa Minor, the little bear, is the hammer of Thunar. And according to the mythos in Reflection, Thunar is the protector of mankind, who wields the power of Mjolnir. It's very interesting in context how Ursa Minor circles the pole star in its rotation, and it's how Thunar is wielding the Mjolnir in a spinning fashion while he rides his chariot across the sky in Reflection. So too here, the Arth, in context to being the Berserker in connection to Thunar, is Ursa Major along with the wielding power of Ursa Minor. And see, all of this is also happening within the constellation Draco, as it coils around the pole star itself. If you keep looking at things from a 2-dimensional linear perception, we are not going to evolve as far as I'm concerned. No matter what we think we know about anything, the lens that you need to be looking into is beyond the surface of things. You need to know that this is an extremely ancient occult science. And again, it's time to look within when it comes to all of this. And so further, the Berserker are forged forth with the Athanor. This is all about developing the underlying potential that more men specifically need to catch hold of coming into their own in our reality field, to potentially have what it takes to access the raw power of the Mjolnir itself. This, in other terms, is something that I would like to touch upon now, and is called Fist of the North Star, Hokuto Shinken, or the Divine Fist of the Big Dipper. Hokuto Shinken is an ancient martial art that has its roots in various fighting styles going back to ancient Asia with the Yellow Dragon lineage bloodlines. It's also important to note that a successor that masters the art and science of Hokuto Shinken are in essence the literal incarnation of Indra, or Thunar here in context. And it's also important to note that Hokuto Shinken is an art and science of assassination. The founder of this art of assassination was named Shuken of the ancient Hokuto Soke bloodline, who combined techniques with the Sito Genkin with their West Dipper lunar fist, which they called Karaku Hiko. They combined this along with the techniques of the Hokuto Soke bloodline, from which came the development of Hokuto Shinken. Fist of the North Star as a martial art makes use of the opponent's meridian channel pressure points, and then uses these pressure points to literally destroy their enemies from within. At the same time, the power of Hokuto Shinken can also be used for healing. and is so powerful that it can even revive the physical dead. And while a normal fighter mostly uses about 30% of their natural ability in a real fight, a Hakotu Shinken successor knows how to utilize his remaining 70% by utilizing and wielding the art and science of the dragon's breath itself. A Hakotu Shinken successor can also resist attacks on their own pressure points by sealing off their own meridians to attacks, and also have the skill to copy techniques after witnessing them only once, which utilizes the water element in reflection to water magic. At any given point, they have the ability to move in rapid violence with superhuman speed using another technique called the Rabo Shin Kyaku, which means the violent leg of thunder. Fist of the North Star leaps the opposition into the air and literally crushes them where they stand as they explode from within along the meridians and energy systems at the same time. So with the use of Toki, meaning fighting spirit, an expert successor of Hakotu Shinken can radiate Toki throughout the aura while setting up for attacks with extreme focused precision and execution and power, and is used to launch the energy force itself, fueling attacks from very long ranges, or to defend the user from attack in the same capacity. The Shisheshi Tenshin, or 7-star point spirit, is a major secret technique of Hakotu Shinken that allows the user to move in a pattern resembling Ursa Major. This technique allows the user to attack their opponent from 7 blind spots inherent to the opponent's field of vision, with each blind spot corresponding to a star in the Big Dipper constellation. Hakotu Shinken follows the Ishi Soden tradition and can only be passed down from one father to one son in context to these specific blood codes and soul codes. And sons that do not succeed in becoming a successor are not allowed to practice the art, or risk having their memories erased or their fists destroyed. The ultimate Hakotu Shinken technique is the Maozu Tensi, which means nil thought rebirth, which can only be performed by one who completely understands and knows the depth of sorrow and sadness. Again, Hakotu Shinken is Fist of the North Star, and in other terms, Ursa Major. So to all of you dormant berserkers out there, you need to hear this in light of what the Yellow Dragons of the East were able to develop. We are individuals who are selected very early in life during the first phases of our training, ultimately by the higher force itself. Now you can take this into many directions, and if it is real with the individual, it will continue to go through the process of initiation in this, especially if it is held within the blood codes and soul codes of the individual, like it was with Arthurus Artorius. And these potential berserker are seriously put through far more shit than I can actually say all at once. But they're within the Athanor. They are prepared for specific cosmic fighting units and cosmic special forces in context, chosen from among their peers to advance to the level of berserker. The Arth can be identified at any stage of progression while going through the process of healing and training when certain things come up and are in alignment with the ancient protocol, if they are willing to be developed accordingly. The berserker are capable of performing feats far beyond the abilities of certain warriors when they go into very high states of consciousness, which can only be achieved with the practice of Scythe and Golder, along with other things in practice that give everything I'm talking about its true validity, in tandem with the universal laws of metaphysics and the eternal axioms, in context to advanced practice in magic when it comes to the higher occult sciences. The state of mind that is achieved with the berserker is called the Hamramir,